My name is Kate Garwood. I'm chair of the county's Transportation Advisory Board. The Transportation Advisory Board deals with a lot of transportation modes, including roads, of course, but also trails, whether they're pedestrian or bike trails, freight, rail, telecommunications, pipelines, anything that moves something. Almost all of that comes under transportation. An important project that I worked with Keith on was the Cottonwood Pass project, and in particular the trails on that project. It was great working with him because he understood immediately that by including the trail in the project, we'd be able to save a lot of money and impact on the neighborhoods. By having the trail done at the same time as the roadway, the cost of the project, the trail project, was cut in half. And the impact on the neighborhoods was reduced because there weren't two projects. There was just one that was interrupting their daily lives.
Hi, this is Keith speaking now. The project that Kate was talking about went only out to the Forest Service boundary because that's where most of the population is. There was interest in having trails or a wider roadway go all the way up to the summit, but in terms of economy, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. But you'll notice here the roadway is much wider than it was, and the lines are painted to provide cyclists a little bit of a margin for safety and also motorists an opportunity to pass cyclists. We're approaching the summit now, and you'll see the lay-by there on the left side of your view for vehicles coming over the top to be able to check their brakes before they go on down the pass and risk overheating their brakes. The Continental Divide Trail is up higher on the embankment than it was before, and the embankment is wider on the downhill side, so we did not have to put guardrails there, and we also helped prevent erosion. The summit parking area is much bigger than it was, and the sight lines are much better for people to turn into the parking area coming from the east. There was significant wetlands protection considerations made. We needed to do some shoring up and some drainage improvements in other parts of the area, and we did not want a net loss of wetlands due to wildlife and waterfowl concerns and considerations. This is looking toward Taylor Park from the summit, and about to come into view is the southbound leg of the Continental Divide Trail, where some improvements were made also to prevent erosion and rockfall from coming down into the parking area. Now proceeding back down the pass, you'll see those wider shoulders, and you'll notice that on the uphill side it's a little bit wider because cyclists coming uphill tend to wobble a little bit, and on the downhill side they have a truer track, so it's not quite as wide on the downhill side. That was all done with a great deal of thought and engineering. There's a wider spot here for people to park to hike out to Lost Lake. That was an improvement that had not been done before. Coming up on Denny Creek parking, you'll notice there's RV parking, some very long parking spaces here. We took out a divider, which improved the parking there, gave us a lot more parking and some additional parallel parking. And then just past the Denny Creek trailhead, you'll see that we made some improvements to this parking pad here, which not only provides additional parking, it's also a good spot for the snow machine operator in the winter. Gunnison County and Chaffee County Commissioners met at the summit on September 19, 2019 for a formal dedication.